name is Lisa Cordell.
My name is Sarah Blackmon.
My name is Austin Blackmon.
I'm Cooper Blackmon.
My name is Jude.
It's been a total of 5 years since the first time we heard about Jude until we finally got to adopt him. We first heard about Jude and Grayson in the spring of 2017. I got a call from a DCS worker saying that she had my nephew that I didn't know about. They were in a foster home and they were looking for the next of kin, somebody that could take the boys in.
When she told me that we had a cousin from Bud and that he was 2 years old, and we found out that he was in foster care with his brother, that kind of took me by surprise.
After that phone call, she talked to her brother, and he was in rehab, and he couldn't do anything at the time.
Eventually, Mom and Lisa told us that they were thinking about fostering him or eventually adopting them.
We thought it was best for Bud to have custody of his son. So we told him that we would help him get on his feet, take care of the boys until he could do something.
It was a learning phase too, to know how it feels to have younger brothers, to try to lead them on to be better for themselves.
We had custody of them from July 2017 until October of 2018.
By the time the house was done and we were ready to have them, they were taken away from us. It felt empty. I was sad because they got split up after all this time of being together, and them two being the only stability they've had throughout their childhood. They no longer had each other.
Grayson's paternal grandmother got custody of him. Sarah's brother, Bud, got custody of Jude.
I thought Bud was finally getting his stuff together and he was going to be a better person. He was going to be a good dad and be there for his son. But sadly, that later changed.
Shortly after Bud got custody of Jude, it started going downhill. He lived with his wife and 2 daughters in Summerville, Georgia. He quit his job. After a while, he was just playing video games and not doing anything to help around the house, so she got tired of it and wanted a divorce. After Bud and Katie divorced, Bud took Jude and moved to Rome, Georgia, in with my sister, Ellie.
He lived there until Ellie told him, get a job or get out. So he took off with Jude and went to Nebraska. Leanna, their sister, said, get a job or get out.
After Bud left Nebraska, he went to Wyoming and moved in with our brother Joe and his wife Shelby, and he still wouldn't get a job there, so they gave him a time limit as well, and he wasn't happy about that, and finally it came to a head and he got upset and tried to commit suicide. DCS had to get involved when Shelby came home that night and found Jude by himself. As soon as I found out that Joe and Shelby had Jude and that he was in DCS custody again, I started begging, basically, to send him back to Tennessee.
DCS makes it really hard to foster. They said their main goal was to reconnect the parent to the child. They didn't even want to discuss us getting him at all. It didn't matter that we could give him love, we could give him stability, we could give him everything he needed. They wanted his dad.
They're not for the child, they're for the parent. If they would do to the parent what they do to foster parents, lots of parents wouldn't have their kids. So it was a really long process of being able to get him across state lines. We had to do all the foster classes. They had to come to the house and do inspections. We all had to do background checks
We were working late at night
during those classes.
doing those classes. And then they told us we could come and get him.
Once I finally heard that we were going to go pick him up, I was really excited because we were on the right track to finally getting him back.
So we hopped on a plane.
We got him back to Tennessee, and it was just kind of smooth sailing from there.
He was a little shy at first, and he was kind of quiet and kind of conserved.
We just kept on rolling.
Our adoption process took around 15 months.
And we finally got to legally adopt him
June.
in June of 22. When you go to adopt a child, there's nowhere on there that says partner or anything. It says mother and father.
His legal birth certificate has Lisa listed as the father.
It needs reworded, the way the adoption papers are wrote up. We're still so far behind on being acknowledged or recognized as who we are.
I'm glad that we have Jude. I think this is the best place for him, and he's got a lot of exploring and adventures to do with us.
I think everything worked out the way it needed to. I'm still sad that Grayson and Jude don't see each other a lot and they're still not together, but it is what it is. It's out of our control.
I just think he's too young to understand what's really like going on right now.
I can't wait to see what he grows up to be and the person he becomes.
We're really proud of the two we already raised, and we just hope that we can do this in the same way.
We didn't want Jude to grow up and wonder why his family didn't want him, because we do. I want Jude to know how much you mean to me.
And I want the very best for you,
Don't be afraid to come out of your shell.
You're an amazing kid.
and we'll always be here for you.
Talk to anybody and everybody.
I can't wait for the relationship that we continue to build throughout these years.
And you make us happy.
I'm proud.
Just go up and start dancing, big dog. Worst to do is just laugh at you and laugh with them.
And we hope we can make you happy.
And you are wanted.
I want Jude to know that I love you.
I love you.
I love you, big dog.
I love you.
You've made our family complete.